Do you know what Feca is?
Feca.
I don't even know what that means.
Federal Employees Compensation Act.
Federal Employee Compensation Act.
No, that's what you make claims to after service if you have anything happen during service.
Feca is the Federal Employees Compensation Act. A Peace Corps volunteer who sustains an injury or contracts an illness overseas while in the Peace Corps may be entitled to benefits under the Federal Employees Compensation Act, or Feca.
I served in Armenia. I really liked Armenia. It was incredible being behind the Soviet Union wall and seeing just how they lived their lives, and the picture of the Soviet Union versus the picture of it now, very different, and so I learned a lot about that.
I was a TEFL volunteer in Armenia. I was teaching English as a foreign language. I had a dual site placement, so at site I was working at 2 different schools.
I served in Togo, West Africa. I was a health volunteer, which was a completely new territory for me. During pre-service training, they're really straightforward about safety and security, and all of the rules that they give you are rules that were made most likely because something happened previously. And my nature is just very cautious. So I was a healthy volunteer. I filtered my water, I boiled it all the time, bleached it. I was that volunteer that was very mindful of those things, as well as my transportation and when I would go out of my house, when I wouldn't, when I would travel, things like that. I was in a motorcycle accident 13 months into my service, which includes pre-service training. In Togo, you call a motorcycle like this. And just like any other day, we got on a motorcycle. My friend was in front of me. And to be honest, watching on a motorcycle, it's really beautiful. I mean, it was very cool breeze. You're kind of watching the sun go down a little bit. It was a holiday, so people are happy in the street. And what happened was a drunk motorcycle driver hit my motorcycle driver and I. So because I was traveling with a friend, I ended up being very lucky. She heard the accident, turned around. I don't remember the collision itself at all, but my first memory is her saying, "Sarah, you're in a motorcycle accident. I'm calling the Peace Corps. You're going to be okay. Wait here."
As we were crossing the street, we were about halfway across. On the crosswalk, this guy was driving. I guess he assumed right of way. He saw us. I guess we stopped, or something happened. Didn't see us. Ends up hitting us. I don't really remember much of what happened. I wake up in the hospital.
Then, about a year in, I was crossing the street. I was hit by a car, and we were flown to Istanbul, where our surgeries were performed. Our parents met us there, and then we were flown home, and that's when the 45-day period started.
Under Feca, the benefits available for both injuries and illnesses resulting from your Peace Corps activities include medical and dental care, rehabilitation for disabled volunteers, compensation for lost wages due to disability, schedule awards for the loss or loss of use of organs or other body parts, and certain burial costs and survivor benefits.
Immediately upon getting it home, I unfortunately had an infection in the surgical wound in my neck. But that Peace Corps hopped on that immediately. We got the recommended hospital. It was taken care of. I was on the phone with Peace Corps representatives in the hospital post-surgery, and pretty much daily updates after that. So the 45-day period went as smooth as possible, not for me physically, but in regards to coverage from Peace Corps, it was.
Peace Corps' role is to establish a claim with the Department of Labor. The Department of Labor's role is to make a decision of acceptance of claim and authorize the payment of your claim. As a volunteer, you are entitled to file for Feca or workers' compensation. In most cases, you will receive a PC 127C from your PCMO upon COSing. In cases of traumatic or emergency situations like those you have just heard, PC 127Cs may be issued by a healthcare professional in the Office of Health Services.
One thing that is really, really good about 127Cs is if you incorrectly filed something and you'll get an invoice for, I got an $800 invoice. My friend got I think it was like a $60,000 invoice. You know, that's really, like, you get that, you open it, you panic. You don't want to, and so to have the Peace Corps, I emailed the Peace Corps immediately, said, I've got this invoice, what do I do? They said, just scan me the invoice, we'll put a retrograde 127C on it. They covered it.
4 things you should know about Feca. 1. You are entitled to file for Feca or workers' compensation. The Department of Labor determines the validity of your claim, not the Peace Corps. 2. Peace Corps is here to support you in the process of filing a Feca claim. 3. Keep records of medical treatment while in service. Write things down, keep receipts, and records. 4. Information and this video are available at peacecorps.gov. To find more information about how to file a Feca claim, you can go to peacecorps.gov and click Resources for Returned Volunteers. Or search in the upper right-hand corner for Feca. This will lead you to the necessary forms and contacts that can support and direct you. Click How to File a Claim. Here you can go to the Department of Labor's website to download necessary forms. The appropriate forms for Peace Corps volunteers are the CA-1 and the CA-2.
I've been extremely satisfied with the assistance in negotiating all of the medical care.
I've learned about advocating for myself through this process with the 45 days and then in the DOL, and that kind of correlates to real life too, advocating for yourself. So for me, it's been mutually beneficial. I've been able to get healthier and then learn about the medical system and then be able to learn about what you need to do in order to recover quickly and more efficiently, and that's advocate for yourself. So I think I've learned a lot in addition to getting healthier.
Support was amazing, and that's all I want to say.
We hope that you will never need to file for Feca, but should the need arise, we are here to assist you in the process.